at the risk of jam-packing the gyms even more so, local here anyway, you know what? I really, really love when people are tackling their fitness. And I just want to share a few pointers around that going into the new year so that you guys don't either burn out fast or even get too chronically addicted to vitamin X, which is exercise. So with that in mind, just want to share a few of my own personal insights around fitness and why I have such a passion and a love for fitness. My beard. That's better. So, oh, can I share this to a group while I'm doing it? That would be so killer. Hold on. Maybe I can. So, with that in mind, I remember, you know, we all had those awkward years when we were like 13 and 14 and even maybe 15, 16. Those awkward years where our bodies were quite awkward, you know, and obviously, you know, I'm also learning around those teen years as I observe my own children, awkward in other ways too, awkward emotionally, awkward in our social circles, and how we carry ourselves and how we converse. And so I remember when I was 14 years old, my father was very passionate about fitness, and he was working for many years. He'd worked with a lot of professional bodybuilders. He trained athletes. He was heavy into it. And, you know, it was just one of his real passions. And he was also unbelievably built and just astronomically strong. I remember he started taking me to the gym. I mean, I'd been going to the gym since I was a little kid, but he hadn't let me work out much until I was 14 years old. When I was 14 years old, he started taking me to the gym, and, you know, I just thought it was the greatest thing ever, because, you know, what unfolded for me personally was within about a year, I started to see some changes in my body. Changes in my body that made me feel more confident, that made me feel like, you know, that I could accomplish things, that made me feel like, you know, I had goals, I had direction, I was motivated. And so I remember, you know, we'd always go to the gym, we'd work out really hard, and, you know, then I just remember always feeling like I want to be like my dad. You know, I was so envious of my dad's strength and his build and, you know, his presence, and his hard work. I mean, he worked so freaking hard. And so I would just try to pattern myself after my father. When I moved to a new school, it was the 7th grade. Those were really awkward years. 7th and 8th grade were incredibly awkward for me, and I felt like I didn't have a lot of friends. I had changed schools. I wasn't fitting in. It was really a really hard time in my life. And then I found fitness. And in fitness, I started to grow, and I started to become. I was committed. I had something that I could sink my teeth into and that I could strive for. And as I did that, my body started to, you know, come in line. As a result of that, I got very excited, and, you know, my enthusiasm started to come out. I started to feel more confident in social circles. I started to make more friends. In the 9th grade, I was very unbelievably committed to my fitness, and my body completely transformed. Like, I wish I could find and locate the pictures from 8th grade to 9th grade, because I look like a completely different person. And as a result, I got way better at athletics, which only further increased my self-esteem and, you know, further compelled me to do more, try harder. My nutrition was not on point. I will say that. I did take a lot of supplements. I took a lot of protein powders, weight gainers, creatine, anything that they'd tell me to take to grow my body, anything clean. But, I would eat like, teens eat. And as a result, I think I could have been a lot further along, and I did suffer a lot of different injuries in athletics. And I think that had a lot to do with my diet, looking back, and all the inflammation I was suffering, and my body couldn't heal as fast as I'd like, and so forth. But I was so in love with fitness from about the age of 14 until the age of 18, when I got horribly injured in football. And I suffered nerve damage in my neck. And when it became apparent that my football career was completely over and I wasn't going to be able to pursue my dream of playing college football, then I pretty much, tanked, at least in that department. I kind of tanked emotionally around fitness. I don't think that I really ever got super, super passionate about fitness again. There were little phases, maybe in my 30s, but all through my 20s, I actually didn't do a lot of fitness. I was doing the dad life. I was overwhelmed with work and with providing and with parenting. I didn't have energy. I wasn't eating right. Truthfully, I took supplements, but I wasn't eating right. In hindsight, I thought, well, I eat better than most people, but that diet that I ate, that was completely out of alignment to be well. And I think that's the majority of people. And then, through my 30s, there were flashes. There was I can think of one time where I just was hell-bent in my competitive nature and my drive. I was like, I'm going to get in good shape again. And I did. But the sad reality is I had to will it, and I had to force it, and I had to grit and bite and dig. And as a result, I was unable to sustain it. Okay. But I remember my father at that time, he did notice a shift in my mental, in my emotional health, and in my mental well-being. And I remember him saying to me, Sean, promise me that you will work out every single day. And I know that he challenged me with that because he had seen me, the person, not working out, and then he'd seen the contrast of me, Sean, the person, in working out, and he noticed I was a better person. I was now keep in mind, when he challenges me to work out daily, that doesn't mean to hit the weights every day. It just means that every day you do some form of active movement, like walking. You could do something more body related. You could do yoga, but you got to work out every single day for the sake of your mind health and your emotional health. So then you guys know that I had a health crisis at the age of 40. Absolutely rock bottom, nosedive health crisis, where I literally just felt like nothing matters anymore because I can't eat anything. There's nothing I can eat. Everything upsets my stomach. I can't eat out. I can't do anything. I can't eat meat. I can't eat eggs. I can't eat, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? And I remember the mind clarity was gone, the mental focus, the mental, fortitude gone, emotional health shattered, and I hit rock bottom. And it wasn't until the concepts that I've been sharing with people came into my life that I was able to find motivation to get active, motivation to work out hard, motivation to work out. And so I almost feel like you can't put the cart before the horse. You can't say, well, I'm going to go work out. And thinking that you're going to feel better as a result. I actually think that, Jesse, me, we teach that 90% of the equation is your nutrition and your diet and what you're putting in your mouth every single day. If that is on point, you will feel called to be active. You won't be able to not be active. You won't be able to not be active. if that makes sense. You'll just feel compelled to go, compelled to move. I remember when I first started these concepts, and I remember looking up at a mountain and saying, I just want to go climb that mountain. I kid you not, that's what went through my mind. Big old mountain, looked up at it, says, I just feel like climbing that sucker. And that's how I felt. But it wasn't because I was so fit, and it wasn't because I was actively pursuing fitness. No, it's because 90% was dialed in. What I was eating and what I wasn't eating was dialed in, and then the fitness comes thereafter. And obviously add the fitness in, and it just compounds. Hi, Heather. Hi, Mel. It just compounds your results. That becomes even more motivating. Okay, so let's talk about the new year. Gyms. We all know that gyms are going to be packed for the first 3 weeks of the year. Why? Because of New Year's resolutions, and we're human, and we want to be motivated. We want to move. We want to get going. We want to transform. We want results. We want to be better. But guys, if you don't dial in that diet, you can't outwork a bad diet. You can't out-supplement a bad diet. It's impossible. I actually have tried. I didn't try intentionally, but believe me, I tried with handfuls of pills. I tried to out-supplement a bad diet. And my diet was actually better than probably 90% of people that I know, because I couldn't eat many things because my gut was so severely restricted, and I was suffering. So I would eat healthier than 90% of people and still unwell. What does that teach us? I mean, that's why something like what we're doing is so powerful. It's so unbelievably powerful because it can give people that little insight, that little spark, little tiny spark, little tiny crack the window open so that people can go, oh my God, to feel well. Never knew I could feel like that. Can't remember ever feeling like that. And once you've had that little crack, you want to blow it open. You want to live like that every single day. It's just the way it is. That is with or without the fitness. The fitness will only compound the result. But if you want to stay steady with the fitness, I'm going to go out and just say, you got to get your diet on point as well. The reason is because if you try to outwork a bad diet, you're going to suffer. It's going to punish you. It's going to be the pendulum swings, and then it swings the other way, and then it swings, and then it swings the other way. It's a horrible, horrible, vicious cycle. And your body will not recover quickly, which it should. And I don't care what age. I don't care what age you are. I've got friends that are in their 60s, 70s. They work out every day hard, and they recover quickly because their diets they're on point. So you got to have the diet on point, and then you go do that fitness. As you do the fitness, ease into it at first. Don't go crazy. Because if you get so sore and you have all that lactic acid buildup and all that fibrosis, your body's going to punish you for that. And you're going to say, I don't want it. I did my legs so freaking hard 2 days ago. So hard with my son Oliver. He can hardly move. He doesn't have as good of a diet as I do. He's been doing more active running and cardio and leg work than I have for a long time. But I've been doing legs once a week, and still, I'm not sore like him. And I'm right back at it. And I'm 42 years old. It's because my diet is so on point. My blueprint is dialed in and so on point. I would love nothing more than ER Shredders to adopt as part of the Shredders way Vitamin X. Move your body. You don't have to hit the weights. You don't have to try to look shredded. That's not what the word shred even means. What we want from you is movement. We want you out in nature if possible. We want you with animals. We want you touching the ground if possible, around water if possible, and we want you to be active. Walking. I mean, look at our freaking fitness nut job. Not nutcase. No, not nutcase. I mean, Jesse is crazy about fitness. He's nutty about it. And what does he teach? That walking is like the most healthy form of exercise for our ER Shredders. If you're not walking 20 to 30 minutes a day, dude, that is not hard to do. Of intent. Now don't count, well, I walked to the car and then I walked to this grocery store and then I walked over here to grab my phone. Don't count that. Go and set aside time every single day of intent. 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes. If you feel like going more, go more. And walk every single day and move that body. Watch how much better you feel. Watch how much better your digestion works. Watch how much better your brain works. It'll blow your mind. So, I mean, I wish everybody would keep going to the gym, but, the gyms would be too crowded. So gyms really prey on human nature, because if everybody showed it up at the gym, there wouldn't be room for everybody that's a member. And I don't mean to shame people that don't want to go to the gym, because it kind of sucks when it's crowded. I think so. But you don't have to go to a gym. I mean, again, our nutrition coach, Jesse, the dude is built and he is really powerful. And he is like a freaky combination of fitness and cardio and strength and size. And yet he hasn't been to a gym in over 3 years. He works out at home and in nature. So take a cue from him. But fitness, since I've been back at it for the last 2.5 years, since ER Shred, I just love to push myself. It feels so good to work out so hard, and it's for no other reason than to feel like I did something really, really exhaustive and hard. And I think, if you were to say to people, I have ADD, I have ADHD, whatever people have, I'm doing a presentation. Yeah. Huh?
When you're done, I want to talk to you for 2 minutes.
Yeah, sure.
Is that cool?
Just grab you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to say a few things.
Okay.
You on your Zoom?
This is a live on Facebook.
What's up, guys? See you.
That's an old friend from Little League football, if you can believe that. But so guys, gotta get active, gotta do vitamin X, and it's fun to watch your body change, is it not? I mean, I am so loving watching my body change. It takes a lot of work. It takes a long time. Things don't just happen. But you know what? It's just so fun to see your body change. And I almost like imagine life as like an Avatar. That Avatar 2 is out right now. I loved it. It was incredible. All my kids and my family, we all loved it. But it's almost like if you were to look at your human experience a little bit more in third person, if you will, and you were to say, I have this Sean body, and this Sean body, I'm going to try to make the most of it. I'm going to try to expand upon it. I'm going to try to refine it. I'm going to try to build it. I'm going to try to grow it. I'm going to try to shape it. And there's just something that's a hell of a lot of fun. And I just really feel like no matter what body you've been given, we can all pursue that endeavor. But don't go nutty and get chronically addicted. Why? Because you'll burn out. And so that's why my wife is so phenomenal for me. Her brand is Wanna Be Balanced. Her mantra, her whole mission is like balancing life, balancing all the different parts of life for overall well-being. And so for me, it's like I will break myself working out. And that's why the reason, like, I don't have any interest in competing. I don't have any interest in doing anything that, is going to require more of me. I do what I can in the limited amount of time that I do have available to me as a father and a provider. And I work hard as hell in those compartments. And that's it. And I call it good, but it's so good for my mind. Guys, you have to really push yourself, break a sweat, exert yourself. Even if it's walking, go further, do more, put on ankle weights, carry some weighted vest, do more. Because if you really push yourself, then what happens, something happens at an emotional and psychological level where it makes you feel euphoria, and you can get addicted to that. But don't get addicted to that, because why? Because ultimately, if you get addicted to that, you're gonna burn out, right? You just burn out. One of my friends just recently contacted me, most avid fitness guy probably I know, and he freaking tanked. He tanked. It's all or nothing mentality. That is the American mentality. It's just not the way it should be. We're always bigger, faster, stronger, more, win, 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 compete, 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 trophy, trophy, trophy. That is a dumb mentality. It's not for wellness. It's not for wellness. You can be competitive with yourself and compartmentalize so that you have boundaries and structure and balance. That's what we should be doing. I want to challenge all of you to get your asses moving and work out. Fitness. Get outside. Get in nature. Get near water. Get with animals. We're headed for some really, really hard times. I don't mean to be like cryptic, but we are. We're headed for hard times. The only people that are going to be able to sustain hard times are people who are able to do the right things, the most important things, and do them well and have that balance and well-being. I'm just telling you right now, that's going to be the life preserver. That's going to be the salvation. It's not going to be people busting their ass 12 to 14 hours a day trying to make more money. That actually is not what's going to help you, because you'll tank that way too. You'll crumble. You'll burn out. And then what? So do everything well and compartmentalize it and organize yourself and structure and make sure you're conscious of balance. That's my charge. Catch you guys later.